Rosalia Lombardo, an Italian toddler, was born on December 13, 1918, and died from pneumonia brought on by the Spanish flu on December 6, 1920, a week before she turned 2. Her parents were reportedly Mario Lombardo and Maria Cara Lombardo, although no official records exist to support this. Some claim she was the daughter of wealthy Sicilian aristocratic, a general in the Italian army. There were no pictures taken of Rosalia when she was alive. The truth about Rosalia has been forgotten over time. Her father finds it hard to accept that her daughter would never be able to get out of bed. Rosalia's father asked Alfredo Salafia, a famous embalmer and taxidermist, to preserve Rosalia's remains. Her body was laid in a wooden and glass casket. She is completely wrapped in a sheet, leaving only her head exposed. She has a huge silk bow perfectly tying back her curly blonde hair. Her father gave the embalmer instructions to make her live forever. Rosalia could have appeared to be asleep, making her father believe that she was still alive. World's most beautiful mummy and sleeping beauty of Palermo are just a few of the numerous names that have been given to her. Salafia's embalming methods ensured that the body was preserved. He created an embalming fluid, the perfection fluid, which was supposed to leave the corpse perfectly preserved in a fresh state. Alfredo Salafia carried the formula to his grave when he passed away in 1933 and remained a mystery for almost a century. In 2009, Dario Piombino Mascoli, a biological anthropologist and archaeologist, discovered the embalmer's living relatives, which led to the discovery of Salafia's handwritten manuscript that listed the chemicals he administered to Rosalia. It was believed that the formula was originally disclosed in 2009. Salafia's unpublished manuscript, however, had already been reported and documented by Professor Umberto Di Cristina and his associates in their book La Dimora dell'Anima, which was released in February 2007. The manuscript was said to have the formulation for perfection fluid. The embalming formula is described as 1 part glycerin, 1 part formalin saturated with zinc sulfate and zinc chloride, and 1 part of an alcohol solution saturated with salicylic acid. Glycerin preserved her body from drying out too much. Formalin, a combination of formaldehyde and water, is now often used by embalmers to kill microorganisms. Zinc, a substance that embalmers no longer use, was the secret component since it provided the body stiffness and effectively turned it into wax. The combination of alcohol and the dry conditions in the catacombs dehydrated Rosalia's body. Salicylic acid stopped the growth of fungus and allowed the body to mummify. The embalming formula was injected into the body through a single point, most likely into the femoral artery using a gravity injector. One of the first to apply this formula to embalm remains was Salafia. He embalmed approximately 100 bodies over the course of his lifetime. The child mummy is beginning to display signs of decomposition, most notably discoloration. Her skin is starting to get a waxy appearance. These problems were resolved by moving the mummy to a drier area of the catacombs and is currently enclosed in a glass-covered, nitrogen-filled casket to ward off any indications of decomposition. All of the body's organs are amazingly undamaged. Only 50% of her brain had been reduced by mummification, but it was still clearly visible. The mummy is still one of the tomb's best preserved corpses. Rosalia has gained further fame in her eyelids appearing to blink repeatedly, showing her crystal blue eyes. However, in 2009, Piombino Mascoli disproved this main myth. He responded to rumors that she was able to move her eyelids by saying it's an optical illusion produced by the light that filters through the side windows, which during the day is subject to change. Her eyes are not completely closed, and indeed they have never been. Rosalia Lombardo's tombstone is located in the Sicilian city of Palermo's Capuchin catacombs. She has been in a catacomb for over a century. Her look remains exactly the same as it was the day she passed away. The little child's innocence is permanently preserved in time, and her beauty has a charm that captivates ages. The end.